Today we're taking a look at these NBA matches, which are happening on Saturday, January 1st, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting advice that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advice. New Orleans Pelicans vs Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis Antetokounmpo scored 33 points, Jrue Holiday added 25 points, and Chris Middleton had 22, as the Milwaukee Bucks extended their winning streak to 5 games, with a 136-118 win over the lowly Orlando Magic on Thursday. DeMarcus Cousins had 15 points off the bench for the Bucks, who completed a 2-game sweep in Orlando. Antetokounmpo, who had his 11th 30-point game, added 12 rebounds for his 18th double-double. After struggling with injuries and COVID issues for a large portion of the season, the Bucks are relatively healthy right now and looking more like the team that won the World Championship last season. New Orleans could possibly have Brandon Ingram back, but they now won't have Jonas Valanciunas. Milwaukee has covered the spread in 4 of its last 5 games against a team with a winning percentage below .400, and I expect them to cover here against the shorthanded Pelicans. Our first betting advice is to pick Milwaukee Bucks to cover. Since losing back-to-back games to New Orleans and Cleveland on December 17 and 18 without the Greek freaker Middleton, the Bucks are now healthier and have rolled off 5 straight wins. They beat Orlando by 17 points on Tuesday, led by Antetokounmpo with 28 points, and then 2 days later, beat the Magic again, this time by 18 points, with Antetokounmpo scoring 33 points and grabbing 12 rebounds. The New Orleans Pelicans got off to a horrific start, dropping 11 of their first 12 games this season. Although the Pelicans seemed like they would be on their way to the worst record in the NBA, they have not given up and have played well recently. The win over Cleveland on Tuesday was the Pelicans' 5th victory in the last 6 games. The team's leading scorer Brandon Ingram, 22.9 ppg, is day-to-day and did not play against Cleveland. Our second betting advice is to pick over the total. Quick reminder, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting advice that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advice. Chicago Bulls vs Washington Wizards. Bulls coach Billy Donovan remains in the league's COVID-19 health and safety protocol. Interim coach Chris Fleming said he likely will continue in the role for at least the next 2 games. It won't matter, because they have been rolling with their new cast of stars, albeit without Lonzo Ball. During their current 5-game winning streak, Nikola Vucevic is averaging 19.3 points, 12.8 rebounds, 3.8 assists, and 2.3 blocks on 50% shooting, including 44% from deep. Bradley Beal is an elite talent, but he won't be enough to save the Wizards from the speeding locomotive carrying the red-hot Bulls. We've reached a point where it's fair to start questioning if the Bulls are the best team in the Eastern Conference. Washington is about to find out why on Saturday, when DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine start raining buckets on them. The Wizards won't be able to match up defensively, and they also lack the offense to keep pace in a shootout. They've been good at home this season, but the Bulls have been great everywhere. Perhaps the most impressive part about their win over the Indiana Pacers is the fact that they didn't even play their best game. And they still won. Our first betting advice is to pick Chicago Bulls to cover the spread. Yes, Bradley Beal is an elite scorer, but the Bulls have multiple elite scorers. Washington has taken a significant step back offensively this season, but they're averaging 108.5 points per game at home. So things are slowly heading in the right direction. The Wizards also have a top 10 perimeter defense, with opposing teams averaging only 34.1% shooting from 3-pointer against them. Being able to defend the 3-pointer is a must when facing a Bulls team shooting a league-best 38% from long distance. The Wizards should also have an advantage on the boards. Only the Philadelphia 76ers are worse than Chicago in the rebounding department. But can Washington keep pace offensively if DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine turn it into a firefight? Beal, Kyle Kuzma and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope are the only players left averaging in double scoring figures. Montrezl Harrell and Spencer Dinwiddie are both listed as out for this game. Our second betting advice is to pick under the total. San Antonio Spurs vs Detroit Pistons. It was the 10th game COVID-related postponed by the NBA so far this season. None of those games have been rescheduled to date. San Antonio's most recent game was a 110-104 home loss to Utah on Monday, the second of a home back-to-back that snapped the Spurs' three-game winning streak. Dejounte Murray missed his second straight contest for the Spurs after entering the league's health and safety protocols on Sunday. He did not make the trip to Memphis, so don't expect to see him for this tilt against Detroit. This Spurs team is no joke on the offensive end of the floor. Yes, they're handing out free buckets on defense, but they are top 10 in the league in offensive efficiency. The young guys are finally starting to figure it out for coach Greg Popovich. That'll continue to be the case on Saturday against a Pistons team that has only won 3 games at home all season. Jerami Grant, Cade Cunningham, Kelly Olynyk and Frank Jackson are all gone. That leaves Saddiq Bey as the only player on the roster averaging in double scoring figures. That isn't nearly enough to hang with a Spurs team that was swimming in buckets the last time these two teams met. Our first betting advice is to pick San Antonio Spurs to cover the spread. The injury bug is showing no mercy to the Pistons. Saddiq Bey is the only healthy body averaging in double scoring figures right now. The Spurs are allowing 46.6% shooting and 109.8 points per game defensively. Bey should be able to knock down shots early and often. But what about everyone else? Could a player like Hamidou Diallo continue to be a force on the offensive end and help the Pistons match the offensive splash that's sure to come from San Antonio? Unless the Spurs completely fall flat offensively, the Pistons are going to need to show up and score points in this game. Of course, I'm aware that I probably sound like a crazy person when saying that about a team averaging only 100.2 points per game. Saddiq Bey had a career-high 32 points for the Pistons, while Hamidou Diallo had a season-high 31 points with 13 rebounds. The Pistons have lost 4 in a row in 18 of 19. A COVID-19 outbreak has left them with just 4 players from their usual 15-man roster, with 7 replacements in on 10-day contracts and another on a 2-way deal. One of the 4 players on the main roster, Frank Jackson, injured his ankle in the first half and didn't return. He is not expected to play in this game against San Antonio. Detroit's Trayvon Palmer made his NBA debut in the first half. Palmer, 27, signed a 10-day contract on Tuesday. He went scoreless in 17 minutes. He may see extended minutes again in this matchup. Our second betting advice is to pick over the total. Don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting advice that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the high-stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advice.